Thousands of years ago, in an ancient land near the sea, there stood a powerful city called Nineveh. The city was crowded with people, markets, large homes, and wealthy leaders. But behind the beauty of the city was a dark reality. The people had become cruel, dishonest, and arrogant. They worshipped idols made of stone and ignored the commands of Allah. To guide them back to the truth, Allah chose a righteous man, Prophet Yunus. Yunus was known among the people as an honest and kind man. He cared deeply for his community and wanted to save them from destruction. Allah gave him a mission: warn the people before punishment comes upon them. For years, Yunus walked through the streets of Nineveh calling people toward Allah. He spoke in public gatherings. He visited homes. He warned rich leaders and poor workers alike. He told them to stop their dhulm, their corruption, and their false worship. But instead of listening, the people insulted him. Some laughed directly in his face. Others mocked him by saying, "Where is the punishment you keep talking about?" Children followed him in the streets, making fun of him. The wealthy leaders called him crazy. Day after day, Yunus watched his people reject the truth again and again. Slowly, sadness turned into frustration. Yunus loved his people, but their stubbornness hurt him deeply. After years of rejection, he became exhausted emotionally. He felt nobody would ever change. One night, filled with disappointment, Yunus made a decision. Without waiting for Allah's command, he left the city. As he walked away from Nineveh, he believed Allah's punishment would soon fall upon the people because of their sins. Behind him, the city disappeared into the distance while Yunus traveled toward the sea. But something unexpected happened after he left. The people of Nineveh suddenly noticed dark clouds gathering in the sky. Fear spread across the city. They remembered the warnings of Yunus. For the first time, they realized he had been telling the truth all along. Panic filled the streets. Families rushed outside, crying and praying. Men, women, and children begged Allah for forgiveness. They repented sincerely with tears in their eyes. And because Allah is most merciful, He forgave them. The punishment was lifted. Meanwhile, Yunus reached the shore and boarded a large ship preparing to sail across the ocean. The ship was crowded with sailors and travelers carrying goods across the sea. At first, the ocean was calm, but during the journey, the sky suddenly turned black. A violent storm exploded across the sea. Massive waves crashed against the ship like mountains. Thunder shook the heavens. The wind screamed through the sails. The ship began to break apart. Terrified sailors shouted to each other, "The ship is too heavy. Someone must leave or we will all drown." According to their custom, they drew lots to decide who would be thrown into the sea. The name chosen was Yunus. The sailors were shocked because Yunus seemed like a righteous and innocent man. Thinking it must be a mistake, they drew again. Once again, the name was Yunus. A third time, they repeated it. Again, Yunus. At that moment, Yunus understood. This storm was connected to him. Without arguing or resisting, Yunus stepped forward and threw himself into the dark ocean. The freezing sea swallowed him instantly. Huge waves crashed over his body as he disappeared beneath the water. Then, from the depths of the ocean, Allah commanded a giant whale to swallow Yunus, but not harm him. The whale opened its enormous mouth and swallowed the prophet whole. Suddenly, silence. Yunus found himself alive inside the belly of the whale. Imagine the darkness. No sunlight, no sound except the movement of water and